Hey friend, welcome back. It's Dorit, Shoshani, and today's video is going to be super interesting because we're going to debunk the myths around what is sleep training. And I feel like when we talk about sleep training, so many people just cringe. It's like the body just goes, ugh, because who wants to shut the door and come back in the morning and hopefully our child has learned how to sleep. So many negative connotations to sleep training that people are turned off by it before ever even checking it out as an option. And so then as parents, we suffer through sleepless nights and disconnect between me and my partner and just massive chaos, uncertainty. I don't know how I'm supposed to run the day. Nothing's working, but I just don't want to have to do that. So I'm not going to work with a sleep consultant. But the truth is that sleep learning is different than sleep training. And so we throw this term around, sleep training, as if, we're going to train our child and then everything is going to be fine and it's just going to be over and we're just going to mark the box and be like, that's it, we did it. We sleep trained our child when, he was 3 months and now he's a wonderful sleeper. He's like 10 already. He's been sleeping forever and always since then. But the reality is our children are not robots. And neither are we. And so we're not looking to check something off of a box or a to-do list. We don't assume that once we do something once, then we're not going to have to do it again. I mean, I know with my child, I have 4, but one of them, he was potty trained at a regular age, maybe 3, maybe 3.5, maybe, I don't remember exactly actually. But he had random accidents until he was 7. And I remember thinking, does that necessarily mean he's not potty trained? Because we have regressions, because we have setbacks? Does that mean he's not potty trained? So does that mean I failed at potty training? Or does that mean that he's never going to be potty trained? I mean, how do I look at the situation? Because if something needs to be marked as done, then I should be done, right? If I clean the toilet's clean. I don't have to keep thinking it needs to be clean again in order for it to be clean. It's clean. As long as I don't dirty it, it will stay clean. But when we think about our children, that cannot be the vibe because our children are human beings and our life is dynamic and our family dynamics shift based on what's going on for us and how we're going about our life and what job I'm in and how many hours I'm working and is my child going into a daycare setting. There are so many factors that influence our family dynamics that it's not the right perspective to think that we're just going to do something once and it's going to be over. So let's talk about what sleep training is, and let's talk about what sleep learning is. Because sleep learning, just the word learning, just all of a sudden it feels like it's raining calm on my body. Wow, I want to learn how to sleep. I want to learn how to parent my child through their struggles around sleep. Yeah, I want to learn because I'm an eager parent and I want to grow with my child so that I can become more skillful and I can continue to reap the benefits of feeling confident in the role that I stand in. I don't want to think about him as like, I need to do this to him and then it's over and then we're done, because that's not sustainable and that's not reality. So we don't want to think about sleep training as something that we're going to do and it's going to be over. We want to adopt the value of sleep. We want to learn about how to foster healthy sleep habits at home together with our children. And that means that some days are going to be very, very, very routine and everything's going to go well. And some days are going to be out of routine where we went to sleep at grandma's or we came home super late from an event. And then we need to know how we're going to go about navigating sleep under those situations. So sleep is not static. And our role as parents is not to view values, such as sleep, as something static, as something that we're going to say, that's it, we're done. It's like, that's it, we're healthy. We don't need to eat apples and carrots and potatoes anymore. We're healthy, finished. Let's go back to our old habits. We want to recognize that there's a natural flow to the life that we're living and to the fact that we are infusing our home with healthy values around health, around sleep, around relationships, around being able to be that source of stability for my family. That's really the focus. And so I invite you to shift your perspective and not look at sleep training as what conventionally was sleep training, which is, it only takes 3 days. I mean, I have so many families who ask me how many days it's going to take, 3 or 5, how many days really? Maybe a week? Wait, but in 2 weeks we're leaving for a vacation. So will we be done by then? But I don't know if you'll be done by then. Probably not, because we are never done. I have children who are much, much, much older, and we still speak sleep. So it's a value. We adopt the value of sleep. We model healthy habits around sleep. My kids see me going to take a nap if I need to. They know that if I went out the night before, I'm going to go to bed super early. I model that value, and I've adopted that value. And my family has also adopted that value, and it's actually very beautiful. So the next thing we want to recognize is that it's a navigation, okay? So it's not like it's working. Oh gosh, it's not working anymore. That's it, we lost it. Oh, everything went out the window. Now we got to start all over again. That's not a healthy mindset around sleep. We want to recognize that we are navigators. So it's kind of like your whole family is sitting in the car, and you are the driver. Hopefully you are the driver and not your child. And you are navigating through the ins and outs of life. So everything is smooth. And so the ride is very smooth. But then all of a sudden we just came back from an 11-day holiday. And I can tell you it was very bumpy. We went camping. We slept in a tent. We traveled. And so that was a much, much bumpier road. But that doesn't mean that everything's been thrown out the window, because in the end we came home and we got things back on track. So that healthy mindset of mine helps me navigate my family's sleep in a way that then doesn't feel detrimental, like, oh, I've lost it all, or yay, we made it work. It's more like we're navigating it. Okay, we've got this. So the last point that we want to focus on is, are we looking at sleep learning or are we looking at sleep training? Because when we use the word training, it literally feels like we're doing something to someone, right? Like we want to train someone or something to be able to do something. But when we say sleep learning, that's a bit more interesting. Then all of a sudden, maybe I have some responsibility in the mix. Then maybe I need to show up with a better understanding of what my child's sensitivities are, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, what sets them off, what doesn't. I have a responsibility here. And so all of a sudden, instead of just putting our spotlight on our child and being like, well, he's not sleeping, or, oh, he's a difficult one, or it's like, wait a minute, I can learn better how to take care of my child's needs. I can figure out something that I didn't recognize before. I am part of the mix. I have the responsibility. The responsibility is here. It's not out there. And so that really helps just in the mindset that we're not doing something to someone. That first of all, we're in this for the long term, and that we have a responsibility here to meet our children's needs. And that means there are many needs. So in the conventional sense of sleep training, we think we're going to work on sleep. It's going to take a few days. We're going to pick a method and we're going to be done after a certain amount of time. And hopefully it will hold until forever. But in the sleep learning process, we recognize that we are taking on the value of sleep. We recognize that we are navigating through the ins and outs of life. And so sometimes everything's smooth and sometimes things are very, very rocky and unstable, and that's okay. We know how to get back. And we also want to recognize that the responsibility lies here. Most of the responsibility is on us. We are not putting responsibility on our children for this, because we recognize that we are the skillful ones. We show up with a broader perspective. We are the ones who can recognize what is a sensitivity of my child that might make it more difficult for them to fall asleep, or what is a strength, and how I can reap the benefits of good sleep based on my understanding of my child. And so I think that that's really the difference in the way that I show up as a sleep consultant, that we are not just picking a method and sticking it on a child and on a family and being like, here you go, good luck, let's see how this works. Hopefully in a few days you'll be done. It's more like I take you on as a student, and together we go through a long process of working together, of learning your child, of recognizing your family dynamics, of understanding what your goals are, and setting up a sleep plan that's right for you and for your family so that it becomes sustainable. And through the knowledge and through the wealth of information that we're going to learn together, we're going to feel like we can comfortably sit in that space of being a source of stability for our family, so that everyone can lean on us, including ourselves. And we're not hoping or wishing for something external to just happen so that we can reap the benefits of better sleep. So I just want you to take a moment and check with yourself, is it right for you to work with a sleep consultant? And if so, be open to doing some homework and checking out which sleep consultant is going to match your values so that you can work with someone who's going to help you reap the benefits and achieve the goals that you're looking to achieve. And so it might be that I'm the right fit, but it might also be that I'm not the right fit. And that's okay, because really what's necessary is that you find the right fit for you and your family. And so if you're interested in checking out what I have to offer, you can check me out on my website. I have an online digital course you can work with, and then you'll get put into my community, which already has quite a number of families. We're growing rapidly, and you can reap the benefits of the excitement and the feedback from the other families that I've worked with in the past. You can also check out other YouTube videos just to get a sense of if I speak your language or not, if we might be a good fit. And of course, you can also follow me on Instagram. I look forward to having you with me and getting you on board and helping you reap the benefits of better sleep.